is for kangaroo.
Welcome to House of Farmers by MS Scale Farmer, where soil meets soul and tradition meets transformation. Today, we explore the powerful synergy of organic farming, regenerative agriculture, and carbon farming, not just buzzwords, but blueprints for the future of our food, our climate, and our communities. Organic farming shuns synthetic chemicals, relying on natural cycles to nourish the land. Regenerative agriculture goes deeper, reviving ecosystems, restoring biodiversity, and healing the soil. And carbon farming. It's farming with the climate in mind, capturing carbon from the air and locking it into the ground, where it belongs. At MS Scale Farmer, we don't just grow crops, we grow change. This is farming at scale. Sustainably, intelligently, regeneratively. I need to go deeper on this, MS Scale Farmer said. Once, in the heart of a dusty plain where the soil had forgotten the touch of rain and the crops bore scars of chemical fatigue, Scale Farmer. Known for his precision, vision, and a love for the land, he was once a conventional farmer, running machines over fields like clockwork, chasing yields, and fighting pests with sprays that smelled of war. But something gnawed at him. The soil had lost its soul. One evening, as Scale stood by the edge of his farm, watching a trickle of water run off his cracked fields, he felt a shift inside. The earth wasn't just dirt, it was life, and it was dying under his care. That night, under a sky lit with stars and silence, he made a decision that would change his land and legacy. Scale Farmer went deep, not just into the soil, but into knowledge. He devoured books, podcasts, and lectures on soil biology, carbon cycles, and holistic grazing. What he found was a powerful answer: regenerative agriculture. He didn't just adopt it. He became it. He started by stopping. No more synthetic fertilizers, no more deep tillage. Instead, he planted cover crops to shield and feed the earth. He invited back earthworms and mycorrhizal fungi, those unseen allies. He rotated crops to mimic nature's diversity and introduced mob grazing, allowing cattle to move like wild herds, restoring grasslands and cycling nutrients. He embraced the principles of regeneration. Soil armor, keeping the ground always covered. Diversity, a tapestry of plants, not just one. No disturbance, letting the soil breathe and build. Living roots, year-round roots feeding microbes. Integrated livestock, animals as partners, not tools. His neighbors mocked him at first, called his fields a jungle, his methods too hippie. But slowly, the land changed. Birds returned. Streams flowed longer. Yields stabilized, and tasted better. The resilience of his soil amazed agronomists when droughts struck, and where others' crops failed, Scales thrived. He didn't just farm differently, he thought differently. For him, the farm became an ecosystem, not a factory. And as he restored his soil, he restored something in himself: purpose, pride, and peace. Scale Farmer, once just another grower in the system, became a steward of regeneration, a whisperer of soil, a healer of land, and a beacon for a better way to farm. Regenerative agriculture is the way to go, he said. Let all farmers practice it. Scale, however, was not one to give up on the earth that raised him. One day, while attending a local agricultural seminar, he heard about carbon farming, a way of working with the land, not against it. The idea was simple but powerful: put carbon back into the soil where it belongs. Curious and inspired, he dove headfirst into learning the principles of carbon farming, determined to restore his land and future. Principle 1: keep the soil covered. Scale began planting cover crops, clover, vetch, and rye, to shield the soil from erosion and weather. No longer exposed to sun and wind, his land began to retain moisture and attract earthworms. Principle 2: minimize soil disturbance. He adopted no-till farming. Gone were the plows that once turned the earth over season after season. Instead, Scale watched as soil structure improved and microbial life returned, tiny architects rebuilding the underground city. Principle 3: maximize plant diversity. He rotated crops and added diverse species to his fields: cabbage, beans, maize, and courgette. Each crop played a role in feeding the soil different nutrients and breaking pest cycles naturally. Principle 4: integrate livestock. Scale introduced rotational grazing. Cattle grazed in small sections, then moved to give the grass time to recover. Their manure acted as natural fertilizer, enriching the soil without chemicals. Principle 5: keep living roots in the ground year-round. Perennial grasses and cover crops kept photosynthesis going even in off seasons, capturing CO from the air and storing carbon deep in the soil. Months passed, then years. The transformation was slow but miraculous. The soil, once dull and cracked, grew darker and richer, a living sponge full of nutrients and moisture. Crops grew healthier, pests decreased, and M-Scale even noticed the return of bees, butterflies, and birds. More importantly, he began measuring the carbon sequestration in his land. What had started as a quest to improve his yields became a mission to heal the planet. His farm became a carbon sink, helping reduce greenhouse gases while producing food that was healthier, tastier, and more resilient. Now, visitors come from far and wide to learn from M-Scale Farmer. He smiles as he walks his fields, the soil soft under his boots, whispering its thanks. The earth doesn't need to be conquered, he says. Just understood.